Hi, everybody. I managed to get here and say thank you to Clara because she sent me a message that said no in capital letters. I was over in San Francisco and I really didn't think I was going to get home for like another 30 minutes because the traffic is horrible going to the city and back. And I've been gone all day dealing with that nonsense. So I'm glad to be here. We can make it a short one, like, I don't know, hour and a half, if that's okay. And yeah, I'm exhausted. My eyes are watering. I look like I'm crying. How was the birthday party? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me see. Hi, Gwen. Thank you for popping on at short notice. I did send the message that I wouldn't be here. I really didn't think I was going to make it back home. And it was a last minute call to come over there. So, my apologies. Hi, Donna Robinson. Welcome in. Hi, Marion. Is the party over? Nothing too exciting. I did see the one where Wayne came in and he was late and looked like he'd been, I don't know, mowing the grass or something. I don't know. So, he was late. Amber wasn't happy. And he's going to give Amber heck on the podcast. Gwen says, please hit, smash, tap, poke, or push the like button. Light it up. I don't have a lot of energy. I don't. The sun, the traffic, coming across that bridge. Oh my God, you guys have no idea. It can be really tough. And like I said, we have 7 or 8 bridges, but I didn't know I had to go to the city today. The city is San Francisco. So, hi, Bree. Good evening. I'm glad you guys are here. I know I did send the message. I wasn't coming on, but Clara sent me a message that said "no." That means no. Come on. And it chinged on my phone, and I felt terrible. And I was like, I'm not going to make it until like 8, a little after 8. But then the traffic opened up, so I do need to get something. My eyes are watering. I had some wipes in here, but I guess I don't know where I put them. Maybe I took them in my bedroom. Oh, Shirley, good evening. Hi, Deraine. Good evening, good evening. Hi, Michelle Barnes. How are you? Betty Bush is in the house. Hi, Betty. The party is very chill for right now. Are they still partying? I am stressed. I look stressed, Ruth. I am. I am stressed. I'm going to sleep. It's hard. I mean, I have to do like regular life stuff and then try to get a little, just stuff. And then I laid down to take a nap, but I got a phone call, and then I had to get up and drive to the city, which isn't even far. So going over was fine, but coming home in commuter traffic, and it's only 7:30 here. So it's still commuter traffic time. So yeah, I am stressed. I am. So I need to woosah, as Gwen and Dolly would tell me. Woosah. I am stressed. But I'm glad to be here. Hi, Angela Atkinson. Good evening, my niece. Marion, the birthday party dinner was boring, and Wayne looked out of place and underdressed. That's the one. I was able to bring that up in the car because I wasn't trying to look at skits. I was trying to look at the traffic. He walked in there looking like he looks better when he's sitting on his porch. He was totally disrespectful, and he was late. So he's going to give Amber hell at the podcast. We know that already. But, just to think he's just all that and some more. And when he walked in and saw those people, I guess Wayne said, whoa, and Amber was mad. She was mad. And yes, she's going to pay for it because he's going to give her heck at the podcast. And he thought he was going to sit next to Dave. She put him all the way at the end. But he was late. And why was he dressed like that? He thought he was going to a YN party, as him and Anthony like to put it. Oh, you were searching. Oh, it just started, Angela. I literally came in after I got the notification from Clara, who put a big no in my message on the phone while I was like, you know, on the surface streets after I got off the bridge. And it popped up and it said no. And it had Clara's name on it. And I felt so bad. And I thought, can I make it home? Like, by 7:30. And I did. So I ran upstairs. I left the stuff that's in my car, the papers and stuff. So I'll get those out later. So Angela, no, I just started. Hi, Hemi girl. But I'm glad I'm here. I really am glad I'm here. And pushing forward, he was. But you know what? Did he do that on purpose? Was he late on purpose and didn't even ask about dress code? He looks better when he's sitting on his front porch. When he goes to visit his girlfriend, Anthony, he looks better. He looked like he was mowing the grass or something. It's like, Wayne, why are you going to a birthday party looking like that? He knows Amber's not going to throw a bad birthday party for Dave. Was he trying to prove a point? I mean, really, was Wayne trying to prove a point of some sort? And Dave, as gracious as he always is, man, you're fine, you're fine. But at least he's getting some food to go, to take home. Let's see. I think Wayne just came to be nosy. Watch him run back and tell Anthony. He's gonna say, "Oh, Amber had her hair done, and man, he had on a gold suit, and you know me, I like Ernestine. Clara, you did this. You did it, Clara. I got this big NO on my phone coming across the San Francisco Bay Bridge from you. So everybody thank Clara Pinky. Clara, you did it. So I'm gonna stay on, you guys. Let's stay on for like an hour, hour and a half. Unless we like don't have anything. I didn't see any skits. I was out today, and then I got all the way home. And as soon as I was coming up the hill, not that we live way up, but we live up a hill, and then I got a phone call. And so instead of taking the meeting next week, I said, okay, I'll take it. So the traffic wasn't bad going, but it was a nightmare coming back because this is still commuter time in the city. And it's 7:30. But I made it, Clara. So everybody thank Clara. She did this. Clara, they even told me I looked stressed out. Oh, Clara, I'm glad to be here actually. I didn't think I was going to make it until like 8 or a little after 8. So everybody tell Clara thank you, because once I saw it I went, "Oh my God." I did feel bad. Amber did not give Wayne no food. I think that was wrong. Well, he should have got there on time. It was wrong, but didn't she order him something to go? Durain, she did order him something to go, right? I didn't see like all the way to the end, but and then he thought he was going to be sitting in the front probably. I mean, it was rude, but I guess she knew he was coming, so she could have ordered him something. But no worries, Durain. He's going to give her a heck on the podcast. Just watch. This is going to be a hot mess. Hi, Sunshine. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, it was a positive party, so it wasn't much. Wayne being petty. It was Amber being petty this time. Amber is not feeling him trying to hang out with Dave. No, it was wrong. I mean, she could have ordered him something. She could have. Wayne just likes to eat fruit, spinach. He loves his fruit and spinach out of the bag, Squallow. But I mean, I was actually more disappointed that he was dressed the way he was dressed. I mean, it looked like he was working in the yard. Why would you come to a birthday party like that, just trying to be messy? That's the part I didn't like. And I didn't like Amber not ordering him food. And he was late. Come on, Wayne, what are you doing? All he wants to do is go run and tell Anthony, right? But they look really nice at the party. And let's see what Wayne has to say. He's going to be like, "Man, he in love with your woman or your wife," or whatever Wayne calls Amber. Yeah, he likes his fruit and spinach out of the bag. But she did order him something. She did order him something. So, I mean, even if it was to go, because that restaurant looked like it probably took time to make your food. And then he was late. So maybe that's why I don't know why she didn't order it. Maybe she was just being petty Amber, because Wayne knew she didn't want him there. She told him, and then he wanted to invite, jokingly, can he bring Anthony? You shouldn't have did that. You know you're going to piss Amber off and she's going to get you back. They're going to play tit for tat all this week. Watch. They are. He was wrong. She was wrong. So we're going to call that one a wash. At least he's going to get a big meal to take home and eat for 2 days. Because like Squallow says, he only eats fruits and spinach strips or something out of the bag. Denise said, I'm glad you made it. Oh, thank you, Denise. I don't know, were the skits any good today? I was gone like most of the day. And it was warm here in the Bay Area. It was kind of hot, And like Kool-Aid said, it could have been from the fires in Washington State, because I do live in Northern California. So that could be why it was pretty warm here today. And I'm on the west side facing the water. So it gets really hot when the sun is going down. And I think it was extra hot today. So coming home, the sun was on my side also. Donna Robinson says, Durain, Amber did tell Wayne she would send him home with a vegan plate. She didn't want him there in the first place. I mean, to me, when he said, "Can Anthony come?" He should be glad it was Amber. He should be glad. And why was Amanda there, Squallow? Yeah, she's probably going to expose Wayne. But you know what? It's been 3 years. Just tell Dave. It's no big deal. I mean, God, it's over. It's been over. Wayne Anthony had 500 women since then and 500 babies. Who cares anymore? Just stop dragging it. But I think Wayne's going to drag it just based on that conversation that he had on that comedian interview that Miss B posted on her page. Amanda's probably going to say something with her big mouth. And Ernestine, I don't see saying anything about that. But he should have been on time too. But why was he dressed like that? Somebody make that make sense to me. I mean, he knows Amber doesn't play about dressing, and he knows Dave doesn't play. So why would he dress like that? That was kind of tacky to me. And it was tacky that Amber didn't just order him some food just in case. But yeah, I agree. It's probably going to be Amanda. And Amanda hasn't spoken to her sister other than to say, oh yeah, your macaroni and cheese was good, or whatever she said. Don't know what's going on with Amanda. Wayne should have brought Lauren around Dave. Okay, Angela, if you say so. I say no, but okay, Ange. Let's see, Hemi Girl. Everyone thinks Amber didn't get Wayne any food, but she made his order to go because they already had their food when he got there. He was late and looking like a bum. And no, Dave's not a YN that wears, expensive cologne, as him and Anthony had the nerve to say. And then he said, oh man, can I bring Anthony as my +1? Because Dave is a comedian, so you're going to throw that kind of disrespectful garbage in that man's face? Wayne is about to do business with Dave. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to do business with Dave. So straighten up your game, Wayne. It's time to grow up and play with the big boys. You and Anthony are not the only two rich men in Skitland, as I like to call it, Skitland. But she did order him some food. He better be glad she didn't have any arsenic or something to put in it, because he's going to give her the blues now. It's going to be back to back. And, I'm trying to brace myself. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I know it's going to be a bunch of foolishness. No, Amber doesn't know how to play things off. And maybe she doesn't know how to play them off because you have to be good to be able to play things off sometimes, Bree. I don't play things off well. I don't have poker face. So when I'm mad at you, you will know it. I have no poker face. I don't know how to play it off either. And Amber just didn't want him there, but saying, could he bring Anthony? I mean, that was tacky. So she was pissed, yeah. Was she wrong? Yeah. She could have still ordered him some food, but he should have wore something. What do he have on? I mean, to me, it's a wash. So, are they going to show him getting his food? Did another skit come on yet? But yeah, they were both out of pocket, right? So, call it a wash, I guess. You're down. I don't know. Okay. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. Amber made the night with the short pixie cut. You guys asked for the pixie cut back. I asked for the black and gold hair. So I got the black and gold beach waves. And she had on the black gold. And I think she had some silver in the front. And I'm glad Nia showed up. Yeah. So they had food, Nia. She showed up for her dad. Yeah, that was a joke that they had played apparently on Dave. Y'all haven't watched any skits today other than what Ayana reviewed. I just take it. I can't take it. I just take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. The degradation of Black women was already overdone, but to do it to the children. We've been screaming that too, Yolanda. All the Black children are having problems in these skits. And it's a Wayne thing. And it's no longer on that interview that was posted by Miss B. Wayne is calling this drama now and not comedy. I'm not changing all of my videos to say to say drama, because he said this is drama now. He didn't say comedy. I'm looking to see if Gwen posted something. She always sends me messages and I miss them. So, and my eyes are watering. But coming out of that traffic, I'm sorry. And thank goodness there was not an accident, because I sure wouldn't be here. Because if there's an accident, it's going to take you forever to get home. Okay, Deborah Williams. Good evening, Deborah. I feel Amber should order Wayne a plate. She was very cold to Wayne. She did order him a plate. He should have been on time, I think. I mean, Deborah, I get it. I think they were both out of pocket tonight. He was late and he looked like a bum coming in there. And somebody said he just came to be nosy so he could report back to Anthony. So she was petty. Wayne was petty. I'm going to call this one a wash. And then the fact that he had the audacity to ask Dave, can he bring Anthony as his plus one? That actually ticked me off. That's not funny. Don't play that. Don't do that. But Marion says Amber made too much of a big deal. Amber should just go ahead and tell Dave. Well, I mean, what the hell difference does it make at this point? Nobody cares except the naysayers and the bashers. We don't care anymore, Wayne. And we know you listen because you basically told us you listen. Wayne also told us that he started the big hoorah about women not cooking anymore. And apparently he got a lot of mail he didn't like because he addressed it in that interview. He said, yes, I started that. Yeah, we know you did. We know. But we're not going backwards. And plus, a lot of the single women, they don't cook. Usually if you're married or you have kids and stuff, then you cook. But people don't cook every day anymore. This is not Leave It to Beaver. I mean, how are we going to cook every day? Even though, I did, but I have a husband and I had 3 kids and school and music and track and all that stuff. But I have a cool husband. So we did all kinds of things together. So Dave knows Amber. Yeah, he knows because she always tells him, I got to go wash my wig. And a lot of women wear wigs for different reasons, Squallow. Some wear them because they might have cancer. Some wear them because they don't like to have to do their hair. You know how much trouble it is to do a Black woman's hair? You know how much trouble it is to do my hair? And I want to cut it off, and my husband wants it to stay. She's always had the contact, Squallow, always. She's always had the contacts, and people didn't know it until she said it the other day. Amber always wears wigs. She always has. So I wasn't surprised. Well, I was surprised, but she needed it to go with that dress, I guess. And then to look the part, a lot of women do. And people think it's just black women that wear wigs. No, it's not. Women wear wigs because it's easier to put a wig on than to change your hair or to go sit at the shop, the hair shop, to get your hair done, to get your hair cut, to get your hair dyed. Guys, y'all have no idea what we do to make our hair look good. And we get tired. And especially if it's like a fast thing and you buy wigs or whatever, there are women that have all kinds of wigs. And even the women on TV that you see, you think they have that beautiful hair. You look in one of those books or you get an advertisement online, you'll see so many actresses that have on different wigs. So it's no big deal. It's just that people pay attention to Amber because it's Amber and it's the skits. Ernestine wears wigs. Brittany wore wigs. It's something to do and it makes it easier. And then a lot of women of other nationalities, their hair comes out. And that's why they wear wigs. If you go into a beauty supply, you'll see wigs for all kinds of women. Their hair gets thin. And now even Bethany had put extensions in her hair because her hair was so thin. So when it comes to wigs, it's a big deal to some people who watch the skits, but in real talk, in real life, you got every nationality wearing wigs. And it's just what women do. We do a lot of things men just don't know about. I mean, I don't, but still in all, it's like if my niece didn't do my hair, I'd cut my hair off short again so fast. My husband likes it long, but he knows he doesn't have to take care of it. I do. And I don't want to flat iron it. I don't want to straighten it. I don't want to do all that stuff. I don't have the energy. So she'll do it, or he's so sweet. He'll try to put rollers in my hair when I fall asleep on the couch or something. He put rollers in my hair one night. They were all crooked, but he knew I was going to get up and he knew I was going to do the tea. So he tried to put rollers in my hair. It was sweet. Am Bam's reaction to Wayne was classless, and she didn't care how it came across. I wish she hadn't said anything. It was quiet. It was a quiet affair with Dave being surprised by his daughter and her friend. Oh boy, another skit. Wayne, oh Lord, he gave a speech. What he had to talk about. Amber should just tell him and just drop the whole thing because Wayne, we're bored. We're tired of it. It's like him and Chase, they just beat things down into the ground. We're tired of the Bethany nonsense and Brooke and Larry. We're tired of the Wayne thing. Wayne is going to go on tour, but he'll only be gone on weekends. And he did announce that. No, you should just go away for a while, Wayne, because you need to work on your writing. And you know it because you got online, you got on that interview and you addressed some of the concerns. So you know people aren't happy. And we know you listen because you basically told us you hear us. Mm-hmm. They do listen, whether you guys know it or not. They listen. They have people who listen probably. We've heard our sayings on there. I heard Amber mention a song that I put on one of my shorts. And then I said something about the golden black hair. 2 days later, she had golden black hair. Then we talked about the pixie cut because I had made a short on that a while back. And here she is with the pixie cut, black and gold. So they do pay attention. The hospitality room is open for the people in the bushes. Drinks and snacks are available. Please hit the like button. And while you're watching and or listening, thank you, Gwen. There's 101 people. If you guys would hit the like button, it would be fine. It would be really nice. Wayne's giving a speech. Let's woosah Nonya and unwind during the wind down. We've got 24 likes out of 49, and that was about 20 minutes ago. Why would he think he was going to sit next to Dave? He did think that when his daughter and Amber were there. Wayne met Nia because Wayne thinks he's a big shot. Wayne in here in the skits, he's a narcissist. So he wants to buddy up to Dave because he thinks that Dave is like Anthony. And I think he's going to be in for a rude awakening. He's no Anthony. I saw on Facebook that Amber's sorry lawyer is milking this divorce. Well, she is. I mean, she's not doing anything. I don't even care about that woman at this point. And then for people who are going to say, oh, well, what about the property? Blah, blah, blah. They have to go and have it notarized. So you have to go through all the escrow process. Dave paid cash for it. It still has to clear the bank. You still have the process to go through. And then they have to go get all of the gifting documents notarized. So who knows what that lawyer thinks she's about to do, because she's about to run off. We know Amber is gullible. Everybody thinks that Amber is this really strong woman, but she's not. That's the character that they wrote Amber as. So we might get upset with Amber, but we have to remember, Amber is a gullible woman with a good heart, and that's how people mess over her, especially men like Anthony and Wayne. And now they're going to start seeing her in a different light. But does she want Wayne to be friends with Dave? No. Would you want him to be friends? I don't. I mean, and it doesn't matter about that. She's got to tell him anyway. And he's probably tell him before he gets too comfortable with Wayne. That's the key. Because somehow Wayne's going to let it slip out. Then everybody's going to be upset. So you got positive for Amber one day, negative for Amber the next day, positive for Denisha Barracuda and Raggedy Anthony one day, next day, negative. He goes back and forth, and that's how he plays with our minds. And that's what's tiring for me about the skits, because we got to already know that's what he's going to do, because that's how Wayne writes. He's always written like that. He has always done this. But I don't think people realize that's what Wayne does. He goes back and forth like a yo-yo, like people are just hamsters or something. It's a good day, it's a bad day. It's a good day, it's a bad day. And that, I'm still going to do it, but I'm tired of Wayne trying to be funny where things aren't funny. And all this nonsense that he's putting into the ozone about these kids and kids having sex and just glorifying all this ugly behavior. It's not, as people like to say, entertaining. It's not entertaining to me. So that's why I do a real talk type to go with it, because I was so embarrassed when I got those 3 emails from 3 other countries talking about, is that how Black America is? You're embarrassing me, Wayne. But he has a different audience. Does he still own the skits? Probably. But we don't know if he does or not. I mean, people do a lot of things for less money, right? Please hit the like button. It looks like there are over 100 people. If you hit the like button, that would be great. And let's see. Okay, I'm not going to keep covering the same thing over and over and over, because YouTube does frown on that in a chat. If I keep talking about the same thing over and over and over. I've learned so much about trying to have a chat on YouTube. And oh, Michelle, you missed it. You were having Bible study. That's probably a better place to be, is Bible study, than watching these skits. So what happened? Late and undressed on purpose. Squallow, exactly. He did it on purpose. And you know what? Who knows Wayne better than Amber? You think Amber knew Wayne was going to do this? I do. He did it on purpose. And then to tell Dave, can he bring Anthony? That's not a joke. That's not funny. And Amber is stressing out, trying to get out of this marriage. And this is what Wayne says. And that's why Wayne he's going to start losing people again if he keeps it up. He went on that comedy show for a reason, to address some of the fan bases and the content creators' comments. Yeah, Wayne was spying, Vanetta. Exactly. and watch him go and run and tell Anthony. But what's going to happen? Who thinks that Wayne, I personally think Wayne is going to get into a vegan deal with Evelyn. Wayne, Dave, and Evelyn. She already said she wanted to have some places in the South, i.e., Georgia was one of them. She will be working around Dave and Wayne. Wayne and Dave will be working close together. I need Dave to get a real good feel. He's good at filling Amber out. Get a real good feel for who Wayne is, because petty Wayne is nobody's friend. Wayne is Wayne's friend, and he's going to exploit whatever he can to make himself look good. He's going to give Amber the blues on the podcast because of the party today. Wayne looks so good in a suit that fits him, and Amber was fire. Oh, you mean Dave? Well, Wayne looks good in a suit also. I didn't mean to. Oh, you didn't make me feel bad, Clara. No, you didn't. I was surprised that I got that from you. I could see getting it from a few other people, but I was surprised that it came from you. I was like, oh, that's Clara. But thank goodness I was coming like off down the ramp, off the bridge. And then it splits into like 4 lanes, and two of them are express lanes, and I do get in the express lane because we have this little tag we have to put in the car. So it's okay, Clara. Yeah, Wayne is petty and nosy, Michelle. And yeah, Constance, she's just, I wish Amber and Dave would talk about that. But like I said before, they have to leave the storylines with gaps. So I think so they know how to fill the gaps in at later dates. And I think that's why they do it. They purposely don't tell us everything. I think they do that on purpose. The look Amber gave Wayne was seriously hilarious. Hi, Tina Young. Welcome in. Dolly says it was hilarious. Amber's look. Was she mad, Nancy B? Okay, so I didn't see the speech. Did he give a good speech? Well, you know what? I think they were both petty, Dom, and I'm calling this one a wash. And the reason I'm calling it a wash is because he looks like he was outside digging in the dirt. He was late, and she could have ordered him something, but when he got there, they already had their food. So he was super late, because those kind of restaurants run late. I mean, they take a long time to cook, right? But she did order him a plate to go. They were both out of line. Now we got to watch them probably, I don't know, what do you think? Fight for a whole week on the podcast now? It's sad when we can call what's going to happen. Constance had no business saying, no, Amber, that's just silly or stupid or whatever she said. That's not what lawyers do. That lady can get disbarred for what she said to Amber today, because she has to present the offer to Anthony's attorney. You can't tell your client no. That's not, she thinks she's sisters or friends with Amber. Lady, you got a job to do. And that wasn't her place to tell Amber no. And why did Amber tell her about the house? But again, that house is going to get gifted, provided nothing happens, but I don't think so. And that's a process. It's going to take a good week to get the papers through the process. I mean, there are SOPs for doing a gift. I know, because I got a gift from my ex, so we know. And rich people do it every day. So it's going to get gifted. And when the lady looks in, is anybody's name even going to be on the deed yet? He just paid for the house yesterday. So that lady, she just wants to keep her money coming. Hi, Nancy B. Well, Durain, if he tells it, and if Dave sticks to his word, that was in the past. And he loves to say that was in the past, but we know that men have a hard time getting over that kind of stuff. But I don't see Wayne telling it, because I don't think Wayne wants to tell on himself. Wayne's a coward. He wants somebody else to expose things for him. Do I like Wayne in here? No. I can't stand Wayne. And I can't stand Anthony because they just think they are the power couple. Wayne and Annie. That's what I'm calling them. Hi, Keisha B. Welcome in. Amber and Dave, they look fantastic. Yeah, they look good. So it doesn't, I think it was a wash as far as Wayne and Amber. What Wayne never should have done, though, was to tell Dave, oh man, can I bring Anthony? What's funny about that? This woman's trying to get a divorce from Anthony, but Wayne sees it as a joke. It's because Wayne is the one that's really salty. He couldn't get Amber back so he could dump her to feed his narcissistic ways. That's the problem. That's why he's got that love-hate for Amber. That's what it is. I've not been with a narcissist, but I've talked to enough women who are, and he needs to have his narcissism fed. And until he can dump Amber, he's going to be mad at Amber. And what did he say? Did he give Amber a hard time? He gave a speech for Amber. Was it bad? Was the speech bad? And Amber, but see, and the other thing, we have to remember, Amber knows Wayne. And I think people forget that. She knows Wayne better than any of his women. Amber knows this man. So she can already see what's coming a mile away. Look at Dave looking at him. If I was Wayne, I'd be careful for Amber to throw something at him. But Wayne said he did not like anything on the menu. Oh, really? I didn't see the last parts. I only saw the end of the one where he didn't have any food because I was in the traffic. Hi, Alani. Good evening. What's Wayne's speech about, y'all? What happened? What's Wayne's speech about? 35 out of 63. They don't feel like hitting the like button. Okay. Okay. If you guys don't want to hit the like button, thanks anyway. Let's see. If you don't mind hitting it, that would be great. No Miss B and no Stephanie in the house. Hi, Keisha. There's Juanita. Hi, JDK. Welcome in. There's Deborah, Juanita. I saw you guys. I am glad to be here. Who thinks Dave's daughter's boyfriend looks like Anthony? Well, I don't know what people be saying because people don't know what they're looking at anyway. You can't even see that little boy's face. Nonya, I was looking for you at 10. I'm sorry, Dolly. I had posted in the community I wasn't going to be here because I was in the city. And then when it got to be like 6:30 and I was just getting on the San Francisco Bridge to come across the bridge, I knew I was going to be late. I thought I wasn't going to make it home for a couple of hours. That's how bad it can get. And yeah, Amber does need a new attorney. We've covered that. Welcome. I remember you from that other channel. We don't say their names over here, but welcome. Yeah, JDK is from the other channel, Bree. Good evening, Dom, Gwen says. If Dave doesn't pick up the tension, something's wrong. I have secondhand embarrassment for Wayne. He's real petty. He's like a child. He's like Dennis the Menace. Do you guys remember Dennis the Menace? Clara, actually, some of the other skits are good. I did like the Sade one. Sade, Roan, and Damien. My eyes are watering. And it was good for a while, but now they've got Sade whining. It was funny because it was like Tommy, Gina, and Martin. And now it's like, now they've got Sade whining a lot, right? Why are you going to mess it up? It was funny. But the one thing you can say about D is that D closes his storylines fast. He doesn't play. He's not one of the ones that takes forever and goes around and around and has you on a hamster wheel and stresses you out. So I do give props to Damien because he is one of the best directors that Wayne has. You don't have to bow down to Wayne. It was Amber's party and her rules. He needs to respect others. Exactly, Michelle. He thinks he's the stuff, and he's going to learn that he's not the only one that's got money. Am I missing something, or should Wayne have been on time and ordered for himself? Exactly, Tamrock. And he wants to walk in there looking like he been playing in the dirt late. And then he wants to whine that he doesn't have any food. We know that expensive restaurants do tend to take a long time. And from what I can tell, it looks like it might be an Italian restaurant or something. I don't know if he looks like Anthony. I can't see his face. He needs to cut his hair, Deborah. Or if nothing else, I mean, Dave doesn't like that boy's hair. And I think that's the problem, because dads don't want to see their daughters with somebody that looks like a poodle. Pull your hair back in a ponytail and be a little bit more respectful of her dad if you want him to take you seriously. It's called hygiene. I mean, it's okay to wear your hair long, but if you're around somebody like Dave and he already doesn't like you, you might want to brush your hair into a ponytail and wear it that way. Because dads are going to look at you strange when you walk in. Trust me. Mine does, and he's a nice guy, but if you walk in there looking like that kid, you're going to ask our daughter, what's wrong with your dude? What's wrong with your guy over there? But both girls are married, so it doesn't matter now. $9,000 a month, and they haven't been to court. Yeah, she only shows up to eat. Amber's name is not on that home yet. No, it's not on there yet. Hi, Keisha. They have paperwork to get done. And that lady, she's running off. Amber doesn't even know it's a gift. So how does the attorney know anything? She just knows, oh, there's a house going to be in Amber's name. Amber doesn't even know it's going to be a gift. She knows that Dave paid cash for it. She knows Dave paid cash for it, right? That's all she knows. Yeah, Wayne irritates a lot of people, and he knows he does. He knows it. Yeah, he might have pretty hair, but he does need to do a little bit to be around her dad, right? Dads don't like that. Most dads who care about their daughters just brush it into a ponytail and make it look kempt. Then wear it down, but you're at the birthday party, he could brush his hair down. My dad got mad when my high school boyfriend was chewing gum. They don't like that. That's right. Wasn't that Ernestine with a tomahawk steak? Hi, Magnolia. Jaden called him Mr. Jaden called him Mr. Dave. Oh, that's funny. Dave is always cordial, but Dave needs to watch Wayne. And I am hoping, because he picks up on every move Amber makes, he better be listening to Wayne. And Dave might pick it up from Wayne. And Amber, just stop looking so nervous and just tell him, man, it ain't even that serious. It's 3 years old, for goodness sake. Jaden is going to be Anthony's son. He's going to Squallow. Piari's son and Anthony's. Squallow, that's a good thought. My eyes are watering. I'm sorry. I guess it's just still, it's kind of hot in this room. I need to turn the fan on. Squallow, that's good. I like that. He might turn out to be Anthony's son. Anthony and Piari's son. That's a good point. And he lives in Atlanta. Huh. Well, we're going to have to keep that in mind. Jaden might turn out to be. I thought you were joking at first. You're right. That could be Piari's son. Because she knew she had a boy. And back then, You couldn't tell a baby's gender at 10 weeks. We can do it now, but this was how many years ago? 20? Something like that. That technology was not available. That's a good call, Squallow. I agree. I think both of the attorneys are money hungry, hoping they can factor in Amber's house as a marital asset. And they don't even know it's going to be a gift. So they're not, what, you're going to factor it in and then they're going to charge themselves? Because when they find out it's a gift and there's nothing they can do with it, they would have wasted their own time, and they're going to bill their clients. Watch. They're going to say, well, you didn't tell me it was a gift. Well, Amber doesn't even know it's going to be a gift. Amber doesn't know. If we remember, he didn't tell her it's a gift. He just said he was paying cash for the house. But Dave knows that Anthony cannot touch that house if he puts it in as a gift. That's what protects that house from Anthony. And Dave knows it, and that's why he did it. I want to know what's in Melissa's letter. What's in Melissa's letter? Any ideas? Yeah, and all, Yvette, exactly. All that loose hair around food. I like that, Gwen. I like Squallow's idea. And Piari does have black hair, under the blonde dye. You can see her roots. If those, I'm sure those probably her roots. They're jet black. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. That's a good call. Yeah, and they don't even know that Amber's house is going to be a gift in here. They're just running off with it. And I would have thought Anthony's lawyer would have called back and said, I don't see anything on the house yet. But they got to run up the money. Dave is a gentle giant, but he would be scary if he got mad. I agree. I don't think Dave is here to play. Mary, and hopefully Amber will open up soon. She needs to. I mean, what are you afraid of? You're a grown woman. You did what you did. Wayne did what he did. Everybody just says, Amber, Amber, Amber. Wayne was in the bed with Amber also. And then quiet is kept when people don't know the storyline. Amber was Wayne's girl. Anthony pursued Amber, and she was still seeing Wayne. And people don't know that. They think, oh, she just cheated on Anthony. Anthony moved in on Wayne, and Wayne wasn't acting right. And that's how Anthony got Amber's attention, because he love bombed her. Let's see, Wayne. People with good intentions always finish first in the end. Squallow, I heard that he favors Anthony. That might be. I don't know nothing about what Auntie Riri is showing. She don't know. I mean, if you listen to the video, the first video says she said it was a boy. 20 years ago, there was no technology to tell you what a baby was at 10 weeks old. The technology did not exist. I worked in healthcare after I left law enforcement, and I worked in OBGYN as a supervisor. That 10-year technology has got to be about 5 to 7 years old. So, and then after that first time when she said it was a boy, you never heard her say it was a boy again. You never ever heard her say it again. So whatever video they're watching, I really don't care. I don't spread that kind of stuff in here, because if you pay attention to what the video says, she said it was a boy. 20 years ago, you couldn't tell what the sex of a baby was at 10 weeks old. So take that with that video or whatever nonsense they're pushing. There was no testing at 10 weeks. And to this day, do you know how hard it is and how dangerous it is to get the sex of a baby at that young age? Even when you want to do a gender reveal, they want the baby to be, I don't know, Gwen, is it 3 months or 4 months, 3 or 4 months before a gender reveal? So whatever video y'all been watching over there, I suggest you unwatch it, because she did say a little boy the first time she mentioned it. She told Anthony, unless she was lying, because they wasn't doing that test back then. So that's the kind of stuff I don't like to hear, because that's the kind of stuff that makes no sense. I mean, I'm not fussing at you about it. I'm sorry. Don't take me the wrong way. But that's nonsense. That testing wasn't even available. There's no video. The only video says he was a boy at 10 weeks. How do you know that? Unless you had the baby. So, Squallow, you might be onto something, yeah. Nonya, my mother would have said Wayne looks like who did it and why. And Dolly, we say who did it and what for. Mm-hmm. Me neither, Magnolia says. Juanita, the story was better without him. It was. He just wants to come in there to mess up stuff. It's time for Amber to open up to Dave because she's always going to be jumpy when she's around Dave and Wayne. Exactly. And Dave's going to get upset because she doesn't let him know. Amber's putting her own self in trouble once again. And people think Amber's this strong, strong woman, but she's not. And if we look at her character over all these years, she's had the same low self-esteem, the same fear, the same no family around per se. So she's kind of like a loner, but she doesn't want to be a loner. You know what I mean? Please hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button already. I think Melissa is going to say she was pregnant. That's what I was thinking too, Bree. Unless maybe they're adoption papers for a baby. But if she were pregnant and this came to be today, Bree, wouldn't Dave know or maybe pregnant now? That's what you mean? Maybe pregnant now? And that's why she's gone to Italy? That could be. And she could be sending the paperwork to Dave if she's pregnant now. That could be. Tamrock says, Nonya, I appreciate you pointed out that the house is safe because it's a gift. Viewers don't understand. And I was out there putting it in the country, Wayne, but it's like preaching to the choir. People don't want to know. And there are other people that put it out there too, because people get gifted things all the time. And there's no estate tax. There's no death tax. It's a gift. And all the person that's receiving it has to do is sign on the paper and get it notarized that person receiving the gift knows that they don't have to pay it back because it's a gift, Tamrock. That's how it works. And when I tell you guys I worked in the courts, I'm not lying. I work for the courts. I put police laptops in the back of police trunks and the keyboard in the front. I wrote programs for them. I did all of that. And then I got sick of the blue wall, and then I went to healthcare. And that's where I get all these things that are just floating around in my head, making me crazy and cuckoo. Yeah. Viewers they don't know what it means. And then we're not a rich race, right? Rich people know how to hide their assets and their money. And quiet is kept. Anthony could have hid his stuff with Coco. Was he afraid that Coco was going to tell it? So he decides to give it to Ben, of all people, his college buddy. He could have hid it with Coco. She would have hid it. She's not that much of a friend to Amber. That lady is for her cousin. As much as I might have liked Coco, Anthony's her blood, and she's going to stick by Anthony. And you see, Amber didn't gift her house. I mean, she probably doesn't know anything about it, but they did put the house in her dad's name. And that's why she was able to sell it. Wayne looks like a mouse on a $1 bread. Oh, my God. Cynthia, that's funny. And Dave is at the new house. Yeah, both of them. They've been at the new house all day today, right? I mean, wasn't it this morning? When Amber was moving, they were moving into the new house. And so DJ Alex can have his house back, no doubt. I'm hoping the letter, that's what I'm hoping, Gwen, is who took Dave's money. That's what I'm hoping was in the letter, is in the letter. Who's stealing Dave's money? Mm-hmm. Now that is what I agree with you on. Amanda is there for her sister. She's jealous. And she hasn't even really talked to, she's always like, she acts like she loves Amber so much, but she's jealous. And she wants to be with that man. The her stepdad, I guess you would call it, their mom's boyfriend, Amber's mom's boyfriend. But Amanda, just out of the blue, she's there acting like she knows Dave. Amber, you better watch Amanda around your man, because Amanda will do anybody walking. And we all know that. Hi, Antoinette. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, I'm kind of raunchy today, huh? I'm kind of cranky. Kind of cranky being on that bridge. I'm trying to woosah. Woosah. Squallow, that must be why Amanda looks so awkward while there. Yeah, because where have you been? Your sister's going through all this heck. Where have you been, Amanda? And when you're going through a divorce, and I've said this before, I know you guys have heard me, you don't think about calling people to talk about your divorce. That's not something you want to like chit chat about. You have like so many emotions, like so many. You don't want to talk about it. So it would take, in my case, somebody would have to call me, and I would look at the phone to see if I would want to talk to them. Because I'm not trying to call it, I wasn't trying to call anybody when I was getting a divorce, and I didn't even have a bad divorce. I just didn't feel like talking to anybody because people want to ask you a bunch of questions and then give ill solicited advice. You going through a divorce, do you really need advice from people? You can pick and choose who you talk to. Divorce is hard. It's not a joke. I mean, at least we were cordial, you know. But when you're not cordial, divorce ain't pretty. Squallow says that might be why Amanda looks so awkward while there. Mm-hmm. And was there like a first skit where they all entered the restaurant, or did they just pick it up at the restaurant? I wasn't able to see it. There was no, no internet available in that building I was in, some tower. You think Amber told Dave about Amanda? Oh, okay. Maybe that's why she looked comfortable. Because she does let us know, like, off conversations that they have. Yes, Tina, Amber needs to open up now. Yes, she does. So she won't be so stressed. Because Wayne's going to make sure it comes out in the podcast. He's going to find a way to destroy it. Unless he decides that he really likes Wayne, or Dave, and he's making money with Dave, then he might not tell it. Did PRE? We don't know, Donna. And the reason we don't know is because PRE might not know. Because the guess was that if she knew it was a boy at 2 weeks, the baby had to be, 10 weeks. The baby had to be more than 10 weeks. We didn't have that technology. I just left OBGYN as supervisor. That technology is 5 to 7 years old. 10 weeks is dangerous for a baby to get the gender. Even for a gender reveal, you have to wait longer. 20 years ago, that technology did not exist. So Piari either slipped and made a real blooper, or that baby was older and maybe they put the baby up for adoption and she knew it was a boy. But that's the only time Piari said it was a boy. All the rest of the times, I don't care how many tapes they play, she said at one time it was a boy. 10 weeks back then, no. You're not going to get whether it's a boy or a girl. The baby had to be older. Now we can get it. Now we can do it. Do you know that will unalive a baby? Trying to find out their gender, because they have to put this like dye or whatever they do. I won't go into details because it's like nothing we really want to talk about. So we don't know if she had the abortion or if she put the baby up for adoption. And Or did the mom and dad raise the baby? Because we know PRE did say she doesn't have a close relationship with her dad. So maybe the baby was, I said adopted also, but the little boy still, or Jaden still lives in Georgia. Ernestine did invite her. Yes, Gwen. I'm wondering if Amber telling her all of her business and showing it to everybody. I didn't like her telling the party that he bought her a house. I mean, what was the point of that? Because, I mean, why tell that? Amber, I think, talks out nervousness sometimes. You know, some people get nervous and they just talk, like kind of like me sometimes. Amber just talks, and you can see she's got anxiety in the skits. I'm wondering if Amber telling all her business and showing it to everybody. Y'all seen Shayla's face. I think someone is going to try to burn it down. Okay. Piari said she had an abortion. If she had an abortion, how would, I don't know about Georgia law 20 years ago, but was abortion legal in Georgia 20 years ago? And if it was, she knew it was a boy. If she knew it was a boy, it was older than 10 weeks. Because there was no testing to find out the sex of the baby 20 years ago. Just my opinion. I'm not in the field anymore. Magnolia says Amber wasn't seeing Wayne when she met. She had stopped already seeing Wayne, Magnolia, when she met Wayne at the with Phil. She wasn't seeing Wayne anymore. Is that after she blocked his car in? Magnolia says Amber wasn't seeing Wayne when she met Buddy. She was single, because I know, well, Sarah was after Amber, and then Erica was after Sarah. Now that I do know. But I didn't know he wasn't talking to Amber at all then. Okay, Magnolia, thanks for that. I'm not even going to look it up. I'll take your word for it because, right, it doesn't really matter. But it was Sarah that was immediately after, and then it was Erica. And they did overlap. But it was Amber, Sarah, Erica. Aquarius, Donna, I thought she had got rid of the baby. I'm not going to entertain the part about the baby, because Piari said what she said. She said she aborted. She said she was pregnant with a boy. Now, if you guys want to go and look at the tape, you'll see she said it was a boy on that very first tape. And then after that, she didn't say it anymore. And I'm going to leave that alone because I know that's what it said. My point, she said it before, Squallow. I'm an Amber fan. Chill. Piari claims she aborted the baby. She did say she aborted the baby, but she aborted the baby. How did she know what the sex was? That's my point, because there was no testing. And then I don't know what Georgia law was back, 20 years ago, because these people been out of college for a long time. How'd she know it was a little boy? If she was 10 weeks pregnant, how did she know it was a boy? That's my point, because those tests did not exist back then. Okay. I didn't find out until 13 weeks, Miss Nice. You know, I didn't find out I was having twins until I was 5 months pregnant. Nobody even thought I was having twins because the baby's heartbeats were the same. So you found out at 13 weeks. I can't remember like how many weeks it is, Miss Nice. But yours is yours recent? Because 20 years ago, the technology didn't exist. So I'm not sure how old like your baby was, or like how long ago it was. But I don't think it was 20 years ago. It couldn't have been because they didn't have the technology. Let's see. And now, to right now, they don't even want to do that test because babies do have reactions to that test. And that's why a lot of babies get stress tests for doing stuff like that to the babies. Yeah, because they're just little tiny dots, and you got to know what you're poking. So Dave said, let the past be the past. But we got to remember, he says that, and he says it a lot, right? So if we know anything about Country Wayne, when they say things like that a lot, and plus Dave's a guy, guys don't think like women. And if Amber lets this go on and she doesn't say anything, and Dave starts doing business with Wayne, and I think Dave might feel away because he's gonna feel like he was deceived by Amber not telling him. And that's why he keeps trying to reinforce everything. So she does need to tell him because he says that the past be the past, but people say things that they mean, but it doesn't always work out that way. And that's what I'm afraid of, Vanetta, is what's going to happen. He's going to start working with Wayne, and they're going to get closer, but there's that secret's going to be there, and somehow they may very well find out, and then he's going to be angry with Amber because she does need to tell him. Just all she has to do is say, I used to date Wayne. She doesn't have to give him all the details. Just, I used to date Wayne and I'm uncomfortable with him being around you. That's not so hard to do, but the longer you wait, it's going to get harder, right? God, my eyes are so swollen. Oh, tired. All that doggone traffic and all that heat. Anytime we had rain for 2 days here, and then we've got the fires up in Washington State. So the weather is hotter than it normally is. It was in the low 80s today. Okay. Wayne and Anthony are not good people to be around. Nope, they're not. I don't think Jaden is Anthony's kid. Good evening, Miss Nice. Jacoby was like an Amber. I remember that part, Magnolia, when Jacoby was like an Amber, and I couldn't stand that. I didn't like Jacoby then, and I don't like Jacoby now. But I do remember when Jacoby was trying to hit on Amber. I remember that very well. And then she met Anthony. So yeah, I guess so. I just remember her, dating Wayne, and then meeting him. A lot of people are saying that. It said that about Denisha Barracuda's son also. Talking about that looks like we had somebody look this up already. Um, Jen, that might have been you, and they posted it. In Georgia, a gift given by a third party to only one spouse during the marriage is considered separate property and is not subject to equitable division during a divorce. And that's true. And that is how rich people get away with giving things away as gifts, but they know that they're not gifts. They know that they're holding items. And that's why, like on your IRS forms, it'll ask you, did you gift something? Even the IRS knows it. They want to know, did you give something away as a gift, and what was the value of it? Because they know these tricks. Hi, Mocha. I just started watching your commentary and just love it over here. Oh, normally you stay in the bushes, Mocha. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. And you don't even have to type or anything. Just come on in. I mean, it's cool. I fuss at, goofy things, silly things, but all that other stuff. And when people start telling me what they saw on videos, and I was I was moderated for 3 people on YouTube, so I kind of know how they operate. So when I say stuff, I'm not just talking out of the side of my head. So you guys just please know that I don't just talk to say stuff. And it's true. I did. I'm moderated for three people, three of the main people on here. Dave made sense the Amber's tension regarding Wayne, but he may be attributing it to the fact that Wayne and Aunt are close friends. I agree with you, Diamond. I hope he asks her, though, so she can finally tell the truth. Free Amber. Because Amber's holding herself hostage. Yeah, the other channels, Tina. For 2 years on O'Neill's channel. Tamrock says, Vanetta, right? That's a double standard to say Amber needs to tell Dave about Wayne. Dave hasn't said anything about the realtor. It is a double standard. That's where we live. Our country, or most male-dominated countries, they are double standards. They think that because women are weaker in physicality, that they're the weaker sex. And when you read the Bible, the wisdom outweighs the brawn, but the wisdom is there to uphold the man, right? And then the man's strength is supposed to protect the woman. Am I right there? But Magnolia, thank you for telling me that about, because I didn't forget about Jacoby, but I forgot she wasn't talking to Wayne. And I just remember her sitting there talking when she first met Anthony. And of course, Wayne pops in my head because that's all we ever saw was Wayne and Jacoby trying to talk to Amber. And I was like, oh, not Jacoby. Yeah, it's a double standard. We have a lot of double standards in our country, but we have to at least admit we are better than a lot of other countries in the world, right? But if we look at the what's it called, the Handmaid's Tale, about how a regular, everyday, normal society went all the way backwards, and it was just a regular society like ours, and they ended up going back to being handmaids. And then the second movie, I read somewhere, probably on here, that the second Handmaid's movie was about them teaching the daughters that that's not the way it used to be, or how not to deal with it, something like that. Yeah, people in the comments, they say all kind of stuff. I've been staying out of there, Tina. I commented earlier today about a couple of things, but those people just say things, and a lot of them are bots. Let's see. Dave knows Wayne is up to something. Remember, he told Amber that Wayne was a crook. Looking at that podcast contract, yeah, Vanessa, he did say that. He definitely said, oh, he's a crook. Quick. Donna, I did too. Mine is February 3rd. Your birthday is February 3rd? Aquarius. I just want Amber to tell him. It has been 7 years. Oh, hi, Tanya. You are correct. It has been in the last 7 years that you could tell. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Because working in OBGYN, girl, you learn a whole lot of stuff, boy. A lot. So she was pregnant 20 years ago. Even 18 years. No, Jaden's got to be older than that. So thank you, Tanya, for coming in. And welcome to my channel. I'm Nonya. Thank you. Thanks for putting that out there, because I know they didn't have that test. Okay. Santia says Amber just needs to tell Dave everything. She doesn't need to tell him everything, Santia. She all she has to do is say she used to go with the dude. The rest of it, I mean, sometimes we talk too much, I think, as women, Santia, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it might be good to tell him the whole thing, but I wouldn't. I'd just tell him I used to date Wayne, and I would leave it at that. And if Dave had more questions, then tell him. Because sometimes we talk too much. If you ever notice, women do talk more than men. Men do gossip. Don't get me wrong. They gossip. I have 4 brothers. You guys know that. They gossip like all get out. All they do is gossip. And I tease them a lot. I'm like, all you guys do is gossip, and you're always talking about women. But they do gossip. But their gossip is a little different from ours. It's like we want to bare our soul, like we're talking to a priest, or a therapist or something. And I don't think we always need to do that. People don't really want, my eyes are watering again. People don't really need all of that, you know. And and I think also people miss the fact that Wayne doesn't want it out there. Now, the podcast girls know because Amber said it in the meeting, and Wayne tried to shut her down, basically. He said, Amber, we're not going to talk about that. Because Amber had said, what? I did this all alone, Wayne. You were right there doing the dirt with me. Wayne doesn't want to talk about it. Think about that. Why doesn't Wayne want to put it out there? What, it'll spoil his image? Or would he turn it into a joke? Danya says, Diamond, I hope so. It's time for Amber to tell him the truth. Yeah, but sometimes you don't need to tell everything. You really just don't. Just tell him you used to date the dude. I mean, and if he wants to go further into it, go ahead and talk about it. But Amber talks a lot because she gets anxious, right? And she just keeps talking. And Amber should know somebody's going to tell it. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's something missing. So if Melissa was pregnant, where's the baby? Unless she's pregnant now, but we don't think she was pregnant because he was dating Amber and she wasn't looking pregnant. I think I'm with Gwen on that. And I did say, I think it may have to do with who's stealing Dave's money. And Dolly says Tamrock and Vanetta, I thought the same thing. Dave didn't say anything yet about the realtor. Maybe because the realtor didn't matter. He didn't marry her. Nonya, baby gender 6 weeks, home blood DNA. Since when? 10 weeks, clinical blood test, or 18 to 22 by, now I know the 18 to 22 by ultrasound, but they can let you do a gender reveal at home with a blood test now? Nonya, oh, gender reveal, 6 weeks, home blood DNA. Okay. And then 10 weeks clinical blood. Okay, because I'm thinking testing the baby like Tanya is talking about. Okay, that's good to know, Gwen. Baby gender reveal, 6 weeks, home blood DNA, and then 10 weeks clinical blood test, 18 to 22 weeks by ultrasound, or the 18 to 22 by ultrasound. Right, and we don't want to give a baby ultrasound before that because it does something, because we used to have to send them to a special place to get ultrasounds done. But I didn't know they could do it at home. So is it just getting the test from the water from the baby, Gwen? I mean, I'm just curious now because I know when I left, it was 10 weeks. And I left a couple of years ago and it was 10 weeks. So 6 weeks home blood DNA. I bet I wouldn't be doing it at home. I'd be at the doctor. Ooh. Okay, thank you, Gwen. Yeah, I knew you'd know. Okay. Angela Piari says she got rid of that baby. Yeah, she said that. The way they, Amber had no family around back then except Phil, Mama, Brenda, Jay, Ernestine, and Malachi. That's true. That's true. I think that Piari didn't abort the baby. I think she gave the child up for adoption. That is most likely the cause of her drinking problem. I agree, Daniela. And Mary says she doesn't think Melissa's pregnant. Marion says, yeah, but Dave said he stopped messing with Melissa. Yeah. And they had been dating for 5 months and he had already stopped dating her. but alimony could be affected. But Tanya, not by the house, if that's what you mean. No, because you can't count the house at all. If it's gifted, that means you can't you can't factor it in. So I used to be married to a raider, right? And he gifted something to me because he didn't want me to be taxed on it and all of that kind of stuff. But the alimony, it didn't get affected because the property he gave me wasn't even included in the divorce. So it didn't go against my ex-husband. It didn't go against me and it didn't go against him. It's just property that's there. And now, I mean, that was like 25 years ago, so the laws could have changed. But yeah, the alimony, Santia, it could have changed. But when I got a divorce, he didn't even base my alimony on that. He based it on what my ex was making. And I really didn't care about the alimony. So I told him I didn't want alimony. And then the judge left it open for $1 in case I wanted to, ask for alimony later. Hey, the party's still going on? Or is that just an old skit? Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, that's right. Happy birthday to Stacy, everybody. Happy birthday, Stacy. I did tell you happy birthday in the comment section. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Miss Stacy Harper. And if you guys can, and I would, but I don't know how. I've tried to put emojis in here using this keyboard software. And I'm supposed to be able to do a dot, a control, and a period. But I still don't see any emoji sign popping up. It doesn't pop up with emoji. But everybody, can you type in happy birthday to Stacy, please? Stacy, I'm sorry, honey, I forgot. Because I know I told you happy birthday this morning. Well, my time morning. Happy birthday, Stacy. And I call her Stacy Ace, but her name is Stacy Harper. But I had a friend named Stacy, and I used to call her Stacy Ace. I don't even know where that came from. I just thought it was cool. So I called her Stacy Ace. But happy birthday, Stacy. And see, plus Wayne doesn't always, exactly, Tanya. He doesn't always follow Georgia law because there's no legal separation in Georgia. Yeah, that you automatically get because you filed a petition for divorce. He just threw that in there. Thank you, Shirley, for telling her happy birthday. Please hit the like button if you are here, or you can pop in and say happy birthday to Stacy, because I know the majority of you know who Stacy is. And just say happy birthday. Yeah, there's no legal separation because you filed for a petition for divorce. And doesn't Dave need to specify through the courts that this was a gift? Yeah. Yeah, they have to go. There's a process. There's standard operating procedures that you have to follow to change it into a gift. And your lawyer, you go meet the lawyer, you fill out all the forms. You have to get everything notarized by the notary. Y'all want to know another secret? I used to be a notary. I did a lot of stuff, huh? I used to be a notary just for one of the companies I worked for, so I didn't have to pay for training, but I was a notary. I still have my seal and everything. But yeah, so you get everything stamped, you file it with probably records or whoever you file it with, and it goes to the state. It goes through the divorce courts. It gets recorded as a gift, and that way it is protected. Yeah, Yvette. You file it with the courts, and then the courts, they take it over. Yes, Vanessa, that's true. She's still frail like a broomstick. Piari needs back Anthony, so she tell him that. That could be. She might have lied, Santia. She may have lied. I wouldn't put it past her. Dave is keeping Wayne close. Dave doesn't trust Wayne, but he is watching him. Okay, Vanetta. I don't think he and Melissa messed around for a while. I don't think so either. She is hoping Dave will come after her. Why not mail it to Dave? That's what I said. Why can't she just mail it? She knows his address. And then, yeah, Dave loves Amber. So what's going to happen when she tries to go to the house and they don't live there anymore? I mean, they have to move out, but Danielle's going to go to that house. And she's not going to find them there. Oh, what? Wayne sees that Amber and Dave are close? Is that what you guys are saying? That Dave loves Amber? And he's going to run and tell Anthony, but also Wayne's going to know. Because Wayne is, I think, more upset than Anthony. Wayne needed to close his narcissistic behavior, whatever his need was. And by dumping Amber, that would have fed him like a vampire. From what I can tell, I mean, Tina and Stephanie taught me. I don't know. I never worked with narcissism before, you know? So, but it sounds like they feed on it. You know, they have things about that they need to feed on. And maybe that's something that he didn't get to finish, is dumping Amber. That would have made him whole somehow, maybe. I don't know. Tina, what do you think? Do you know? Yes, they keep her fragile and vulnerable because she is too creative, and most of them don't like to be alone. And Amber really needs a good friend. She's got Ernestine, but Ernestine runs her doggone mouth too much. You'd have to tell that girl plenty of times. Her mom's fiance. Oh, not boyfriend, fiance. Okay. 85 out of 112. Thank you, Tina. Can you guys hit the like button, please? Amanda is jealous of everyone. She is. And her bold audacity to go in there and throw that check at Candace. And the girl, she paid her for 2 days for phone calls and whatever else she did. Melissa is up to something with the letter. She's up to something, but I'm hoping that it's not something that's bad. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering and I don't have a Kleenex in here. I usually keep a box of these wipes in here, but I don't have any because I ran in here to jump on because I didn't want Clara fussing at me. Clara, you hear that? Robert. Yes, that is so nasty to go with your mother's man. Like nasty that Dom's mom is dating Greg. I agree. That's like just, oh yes, she already told Shayla stay away from him. But we know Shayla don't listen. Amber did not invite her. Steen did with her big mouth. Yeah. Why the writers making it seem like Amber and Amanda are strangers? You know, Amanda might have had like a baby in real life because you've noticed she's not flat, her tummy. Her tummy's not flat. She may have had a baby in real life. Tamrock is disgusting. Daniela says, doesn't Anthony have a sister and an aunt? Yes. I remember they visited when he dated Rolanda and attended the wedding. It's really bothering me that I didn't realize Amber and Wayne weren't talking at the time she met Anthony. That bugs me. I think I'm going to have to go look at a video myself. Even though I believe you, Magnolia, I need to go watch it because I shouldn't be thinking that he was still like talking to Amber at that time when she started talking to Anthony. I'm going to have to go look and see and refresh my own mind. Amanda better not go anywhere near Dave. I wouldn't trust Amanda further than I could throw her. There's a reason that they put Amanda in that skit. Melissa is telling who stole from Dave. That's what she told her, why she told her sister to give it to him after she was gone. Maybe Melissa. I was thinking Melissa was the one that was still in the money. And maybe it was. Because maybe Melissa is the girl from Arizona. There's no girl in Arizona. Greg is the nasty one doing the mother and the daughter. That's gross. I mean, how? Like, don't people care? Like, yuck. The way Dave reacted, he and Amber talked about Amanda. Okay. And I had to find that on Facebook. It wasn't popping up in my YouTube streams. So I always go to Facebook first and I look for, the new Country Wayne stuff, not the Amber and Dave and all the groups. I don't look at that nonsense. Go look at the straight Country Wayne. The Aquarius Love says San Francisco Bay Area traffic is ridiculous. You used to Uber out there? Girl, did you used to go to the airport? Ooh, child. The only one that's still not horrific is 237. It depends on the time of the day because one side is worse than the other. But for the most part, Aquarius, yeah, 237 is the only one that won't like stress you to the max. Even the Golden Gate Bridge is horrific. You used to Uber there. My sister used to do Lyft. Not my sister, my daughter. When she was like 17, 18. You have to be 18. She used to do Lyft. Amber's not afraid to tell Dave about Wayne. Amber can't tell Dave because Wayne hasn't written it in the skit yet. That's right, Carla. Wayne has to write it in the skit, and he can delay it as long as he wants to. He can delay it. And that's what he's doing. Wayne's doing it, and he did say in that interview, I mean, he controls, that's Wayne's world. He controls what's released and what's not, right? I can't believe Amanda's here. Me either. She barely spoke to her at the podcast party. Remember, Amber told Amber's dad she was dealing with 4 men. Melinda. I just said this, a couple of days ago or so? Yeah. And then he told Amber she was for the streets, and Amber wasn't talking to anybody. She was just talking. And Amanda's the one dealing with her mom's man. But why did they bring Amanda? Anybody have any ideas why they brought Amanda on the show? Are they going to try to make Amanda try to talk to Dave? I mean, why is Amanda even here? I mean, it's like they just picked up Amanda and threw her in there. Like, here, Ernestine, tell her about the party. For what? Time Shayla is up to something. What if she tells Dave about Amber and Wayne? She might. If she can get close enough to Dave. If Amber got something to do with it, she ain't going to be nowhere near her. I think Amber's going to be watching Shayla and whoever else. Tamara, she needs to watch Tamara also. Every time Amber has a weak moment during this divorce, people say she still wants Anthony. Who wants anybody like Anthony? But they do say that. You're right, Tamrock. That's all they got, though, if you think about it. Their minds, I'm not going to talk about them, but they don't have a lot to go on, So they just pick things to throw in the air and see what sticks. People like to sensationalize information, Dolly. Yes, they do. To make others interested, like they're doing about the house. Yep. And they're going to do that about the house because Amber doesn't know it's a gift. The lawyer doesn't know what she's talking about. So for the next, until they file the paper, so about the next 7 or 8 days, it's going to be nonsense about the house. And I'm not listening to it because we should know, like, in order to keep our own peace, in order to keep our own selves, maybe some of the skits, like, we can watch but not absorb, because we know what Wayne's about to do. We know already how Wayne writes. We know Amber's writing. That party looked like Amber. The memory tour today with Anthony, that's Amber's writing. So that's the difference between a man's hand on the ink pen and a feminine hand on the ink pen. We know how Wayne writes. And then we know how Amber writes, like the memory walks that Amber does. That's her writing. But we should know that because we've been watching it long enough. Dave's not going to leave. Oh, the first skit was Amber and Dave walking in. I didn't see that one. So maybe like when I was finally able to turn it on the TV in the car, I had missed that one. Maybe I had just missed it. Okay, thanks, Gwen. Dave and Amber were walking in. Oh, wait, I did see that one. But Dave looks good in that color too, though. He's like a handsome guy. But he was a ball player. He played for the he did play for the Seattle Supersonics. And that's why I was confused because I knew his name was Dave Young, but then somebody said, no, his name is Dave Thomas. I'm like, Dave Thomas. So, I don't know. Why is his name Dave Thomas? But I know there was a Dave Young on the Supersonics. And I know he had on the Supersonics uniform when Melissa was looking at him in her phone. And then somebody said, no, his name is Thomas. And I'm like, what? So I was totally confused. But when I looked at it again, I said, nah, that's Dave from the Supersonics. And then Juliet said, this is why I watch you all day. All the monitors were saying that it was marital property. Oh, that's why you missed me today. I'm sorry, Juliet. And I try to put it out there but it's like preaching to the choir. These people don't listen. They don't want to know, to be honest. They don't want to know. Yeah, Jen, we know she said she had an abortion, but that a lot of women do have, what do you call it? They put babies up for adoption and then they'll tell the man that they had an abortion or whatever, right? Because they don't want the men to know. Because in certain states, I think you do have to tell it. I know in my state you don't. To my knowledge, you don't have to tell because we are my body, my choice. I mean, you can try to sue a woman, but chances are you're not going to win, especially if you're not married. And Yvette, that first tape, it did say it was a boy. That very first time she mentioned it, she said it was a boy. And then after that, you didn't hear her say it was a boy anymore. No more did you hear it. But that very first one, she said it was a boy. So how did she know it was a boy? Yes, Coco is going to pick up for Anthony. That's right, Santia. She just said she got rid of it. Mm-hmm. Oh, Julie B, thanks for joining. Yes, Julie, thank you. And thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. I know I look a hot mess. Now I got to go in here and roll my hair. My husband came home, so I'm going to see my boo because I miss my baby boy. I call my husband my baby boy. He ain't nobody's baby, but he's still my baby boy. You don't say, what's wrong with your hair? He always messing with my hair. Like, what's wrong with your hair? I think Piari is lying. Okay, Mocha, she might be. She might be lying. She might have just been saying that. Yeah, she might have just been saying that to get Anthony's sympathy. And then Angela Atkinson, Wayne wants to ride the Dave and Amber bandwagon. So if that's what he wants to do, he needs to leave Amber alone. Because does he see how much pull Amber has with Dave yet? Does Wayne see how much Dave loves Amber yet? Because you go messing with Dave's woman, Wayne, it ain't going to be nothing nice for you. You better be careful. And that I agree with, Angela. So if he thinks he's going to be messing around with Amber, making her miserable, he might want to think twice, especially if he wants vegan restaurants in his area. I mean, other people can help, of course, but Wayne wants to be around money. Money wants to be around money. They do. I don't believe PRE was pregnant. Maybe not, Tina. I can't wait for Wayne to call Anthony. Oh, yeah. All of them, let's see, all of them at the party are the people who will be at the new house. What's the big deal? I don't know. Is there a big deal? I don't understand what. Are they going over to the new house now, Magnolia, or something? I want Wayne to see the house because I want him to go tell Anthony. I want Anthony to squirm. That's usually the only person that I'll talk bad about is Anthony because I'm so mad at him. I'm so mad at Anthony. And to think, even though when he was with Shayla, I used to feel a little bit of sorrow for Anthony for getting mixed up with those witches, you know? A little bit of sorrow, not a lot, because he shouldn't have been cheating on his wife, but a little bit. But now, he didn't move that woman in that house. Anthony's going to be in his feelings when he hears Wayne went to Dave dinner and didn't invite him. But Anthony should know that he can't go, right? Anthony, you can't go over Dave's house. What y'all trying to do? Make this a whole party for everybody? You can't go, Anthony. Stay at home with, what's her name? Denisha Barracuda. Stay at home with her. Let her cook you some food. But Wayne did make the point yesterday, made a really good point about how he gave up Amber, his helpmate, for somebody who can cook. And that's the day, that's when Wayne did that comedian interview. He put it out there that he's the one that started that, and he did it on purpose. But he did it as a message to somebody. And he pretty much said that it was for a girlfriend, or didn't he say a girlfriend? It's on Miss B's page on her channel. But it was, and I don't think it was directed at Tamara. Tamara probably knows how to cook vegan food. Anyway, I was not impressed. She mentioned, I wasn't either, the house in front of his business partners and his daughter. That, yeah, I don't know why Amber did that. What was the point of that? Because the daughter's going to go tell the mom, probably. She may not like Charity, but I'm sure she likes her grandmother. So maybe that was why. And if you ever notice, Amber will blurt things out. Sometimes she'll blurt things out when she wants you to know she's making a point. Has anybody ever noticed that about Amber's hints? Like when she wanted us to stop telling her to go home. We kept saying, go home, Amber. You know, don't get in trouble, or whatever we were telling her. And then she was driving in her car and she said, and I'm not going back home. She said it really loud, like telling us, aunties, y'all need to be quiet. I am not going home. But she blurts things out sometimes because she wants us to know. Can you hit the like button, please? And it's not my imagination. I've been watching this girl a long time, right? I think we all have for the most part. So, but she's very good at dropping hints, and she's really good at it when she's doing lives. She's good at it. But why she said that? She was getting a point across. I think Nia might go tell her grandma. Tamarack says, Tina, PRE tells a lot of lies. I'm skeptical about it too. She's jealous because Shayla has his baby and envious of Amber being the wife. I had the same thought because there's always so many avenues that the writers can choose to write from, right? So just like there was one point I heard Zachary. Remember when Zachary Remember when Zachary was talking to her dad, and her dad wanted her to go out and date that really unattractive man? And the wording that Zachary used was so pointed that she didn't say yes or no to what her dad was doing. It was like, it was swayable, where you could insert, oh, I'm so sorry, where you could insert what you wanted into what Zachary was talking about. And then after Zash did that, I noticed that a lot of the actors do that. They deliberately leave an opening so they can rework the storyline. Yeah, I did see that one. I don't need to watch it again because I know she said that about having a little boy. That first skit, that first tape, she said she was having a boy when he threw her out or whatever he did. So I'll watch ones like the one I'm gonna watch with that Magnolia mentioned, but I know a lot of these content creators, every time you turn around, they're gonna go find run and get a tape for some reason because they don't know the storylines, if you ask me. But I am gonna watch the one Magnolia mentioned because there's no way I should have not remembered she wasn't done. She was not talking to Wayne at the time when she started talking to Anthony. That should not have been in my head. Did y'all notice Wayne didn't bring Lauren? Yeah. Nonya says Amber. Yeah, I read that already. Thank you, Magnolia. I think today was a changing of productions for Amanda. Oh, last week she was let go from Chase. Oh, you mean Chase, Himmy Girl, because of, oh, and they switched her back to Amber's crew. For some reason, they don't cross, because Chase has his own production company. And that's one thing, Himmy Girl, you saw that thing, that interview that Miss B put out, right? And Chase is his own production company. Mike is his own. I remember Mike more than I remember Chase. I remember because Mike used to make a lot of noise on TikTok, a lot of noise about TikTok getting his numbers wrong and stuff like that. Um, and then Wayne's, but he didn't mention Amber's production company, and we know Amber has a production company. And he was very careful who he spoke about. And he only mentioned, to my knowledge, to my recollection, D, who's Damien, and Mike. But maybe because he's known them the longest. But Amber does have her own production company. And remember, she did a couple of things on the outside that she produced. So changing of productions for for Amanda. And that's why they had her throw that check at Candace. Is that why, Himmy Girl? So they could have a reason to remove her from Chase's group. Is that what that was for? That would make sense. Mm-hmm. Wayne wants to make money with Dave. He told, I'm calling him old boy. I like old boy better. We used to call people old boy when you didn't want to say their name. I mean, that was a guy thing, but they say old boy over there or old girl over there. They didn't want to mention the person's name. He told Buddy he was off his game. Oh, so now Wayne is branching out. Okay, Vanetta. Well, yeah, because Anthony has only been living off of, what did Wayne call it? Just his money that's just rolling in. Anthony's not doing any work, and he hasn't been doing any work ever since Roe. Ever since Roe stopped working with him. Maybe he can't work without Roe. Hi, Jackie Moringa. Vanetta says Wayne wants to make money. Oh, I read that one. Yeah, Anthony is off his game because he's just spending money. Hi, Nonya. I wonder if Dave picked on Amber's behavior towards Wayne at dinner. It seems like he did. He probably did. He can read Amber like a book. So if there's something to tell, Amber better tell him. I mean, just tell him, man, you used to date Wayne. So what? If she does that, he's not going to have a problem. It's when they get too close is when Dave's going to have a problem. Because then you're going to make Dave look bad. And I don't think that's a good thing for Amber to do. But we know Wayne when he's writing. There's a new skit. Oh, Steve Baggs is at Dave's party. Oh, so they are still partying. Okay, thank you, Magnolia. Thank you. New skit alert, everybody. But you guys probably already saw it. But I wish Wayne hadn't worn that raggedy looking clothes he has on. That outfit he had on today, well, was that today? When he had the white with the red writing on it? He looked really nice. Wayne, why don't you leave Amber alone? She don't want to talk to you. Why don't he leave her alone? He's just gonna make Amber talk to him. That boy can't help himself. What's wrong with him? Dave will think Amber is nervous because he is Buddy's friend. I think you're right about that. I think that's like probably the typical reason for her to be nervous because he's friends with Anthony. And I would think Dave might pick up on that. Miss Nice says 2021 and 2024. What's that, Miss Nice? Good evening, Trap Star. Mocha, yes, he did that on purpose. 89 out of 101. Dave gets a surprise new skit. Why didn't he leave Amber alone? Why is he always got to talk to Amber? You know Amber don't want to talk to him. Why don't he leave that girl alone? Yvette says it was longer than 20 years ago. I'm 66, and they didn't do it back then. And what are they like? Isn't Anthony 45 or 46? So yeah, so it's longer than 20 years. If you say they were in college like at 18 or 19, but I am going to watch the party. I wanted to see the party all day, and then I was stuck in traffic, so I couldn't see it. Because you better watch that traffic on that bridge. Dave and Wayne are going to work together on that LA vegan restaurant. They are, Squallow. I agree. Let's see. Wayne is trying to make his past with Amber mess up her future with Dave. There's no reason not to tell him who she used to date. Yeah, I agree. 89 likes, 94 watching. Wayne was with Libby, Claudia, Mariana, Rolanda, Melissa, Mike's sister, Amber, Sarah, Erica, Amani, Erica, Sarah, Piari, Emily B. For real, Tamara, and Lauren. But he's with Tamara for real also, Dolly. So far that we know. And there is a picture of him and Tamara down at the bottom on the YouTube page, kissing, because Alexis is always reporting that they're still down there. And Tamara, you do see them on things together. So I think because I have not read it, but I think Tamara is his girlfriend, and that's been the rumor for a while. And that picture has been on his page, and I noticed they're updating Wayne's page on his channel. It's 105 degrees in Austin. Dang, Michelle. I think his name is Steven. Dave didn't reveal the realtor and their relationship, and he's working with her. I mean, like, but what's the point? I think women, I don't know, I think women talk too much sometimes. Guys don't tell everything they know like women do. You know what I mean? And this is no shade on anything, but guys tell you what they want you to know. But when they're together, they gossip. They do gossip when they're together. But as far as just telling women stuff, they don't typically do that. Oh my God, Erica's ex-boyfriend knows Dave. Stevie is there. Which ex-boyfriend of Erica's? Stevie is there? Oh, Stevie is there. Oh, wow. Oh, Dave got everybody coming out of the woodworks. What? Wayne has no business at Dave's party. He doesn't. But Dave, I don't think Dave like really knew who Amber was going to invite. And we don't want Shayla messing up Amber and Dave's storyline. We done had enough of Shayla. Uh-oh, Amanda's looking at Stevie like she feels him to Tamrock. Stevie's not her current. Is that her current trainer? Yeah, that's when they broke up, Dolly. That's what I had asked earlier. That's when she was rolling the windows up and down on Wayne. Thank you for that, Dolly. And Wayne doesn't want Team Amber to be happy. He knows darn well Anthony has no rights to that house. I know, and we're going to ignore it because we know the law. And Wayne better quit messing around before we start yelling that part out. That's why he came out and told he started that rumor about the cooking. He heard us screaming about that. He saw it in the fan base. Women don't want to see that, especially single women. Who they going to cook for? And why are you going to cook for somebody every day and that's just your boyfriend? That's not real life. If it's your boyfriend, if it's your husband or something, that might be a different story if you want to cook. But we ain't trying to go backwards, Wayne. Go sit down with that old man stuff, acting like you're 90 years old. Please watch NonyasisChat long and short videos so I can get monetized in September. Every 5 minutes counts, and it does. I need 4,000 hours. But if you turn it on mute, they'll think you're a bot and they won't count it. So if you don't mind, I am going to get out of here because it's almost 12:30 where you guys are, okay? Tina, this is the party. I guess I'll go watch the party. Who is Steve? I wasn't watching back then. And Wayne or Shayla's going to start some mess. I think Shayla's going to have a seat on this one. I think it's going to be Wayne this time. I think Shayla's going to she's going to be the one to bring up the numbers on Anthony and Denisha because their numbers are horrific. And except when Shayla's on there, then their numbers go up. So I think Shayla's going to help that storyline. I'm guessing because the numbers do go up. They don't go up tremendously, but they go up a lot more when Shayla's on there messing with Denisha or messing with Anthony. And Wayne has to have something to do because he's bored with himself. Wayne, when are you leaving? In September? Oh, and you guys did you know that? Oh, it's hot in here. Steve tried to date Erica and Erica wouldn't date him. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I think I forgot. Oh, I thought I read that comment about Steve. Sorry if I didn't. Okay, Gwen, just want to know if he knows Wayne was with Amber. PRE is all over the place. Yeah, she is. But we don't know because that's the way they write it. And even, these people must be really good. If they ad lib, plus they know how to leave gaps so that the writers can come and plug in the gaps without them making bloopers by them hard stating facts. They use very vague words, and that way the writers can come in and manipulate the storylines. Remember when Stevie and Jacoby were low-key fighting over Amber? Stevie is there to make Wayne feel small twice. Bree, yes, Steve knows Dave. That's so interesting. Yes, they are all bots. Tina, I think they have more bots than they ever had before. Because I don't know, Tina, if you go on Facebook, but if you go on Facebook, notice that some of the people, think about the names that are always on YouTube with a lot of numbers. Think about those. They take that chunk, they take those people from Facebook and they copy them over to YouTube. Take a look at the ones, I think you know who I'm talking about. Those people who make the comments. Look at Facebook on the Country Wayne original post. You're going to see those commenters coming from Facebook. I promise you, Tina. And then there are a bunch of bots. They plant bots. But I mean, that's their business, I guess. That's how they get the story started. But Tina, watch and see who's on Facebook with a lot of comments. I know you get a lot of comments, but look at the ones that you see every day with a lot of comments. They come from the other platform. Them, their comments, and their numbers. Yeah, no, we weren't talking about him being around when it was revealed that there was, that was back, yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep going because some of this stuff is irrelevant to our conversation, and I'm so sorry. Let me keep going because we're going to cut out of here. And let's see, Tamrock, that's my mom's birthday. Stacy, did Stacy come in yet, or is she over at the whatever that thing is called? For the moderator night. Hi, Ann Jones, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes, she did invite her as a peace offering, so I guess Ernestine will start dating Stevie. Now, remember when Ernestine asked the Lord to send her a man? Remember that? And I said yesterday, and the day before that, the day that Ernestine asked the Lord to send her a man, did they send Stevie for Ernestine? Did they send Stevie for Ernestine? Because I was thinking it might, maybe Trinity was coming back, but I think maybe Trinity didn't like it, or Trinity didn't make the cut, and maybe that's why he didn't come back. Keisha, I am asking, but no one is answering. What are you asking, Angela? What's going on, Keisha? What's the question? Angela says, Tina, does Stevie know about Wayne and Amber? I don't know. Magnolia, can you answer them for me, please? I'm going to keep going. I don't know. I don't remember at Magnolia. Does he know that Wayne and Amber dated? I don't know if he knew that either. Well, not a whole lot of people knew that they dated. I mean, they dated, but they were undercover dating, but they were still like out. You know what I mean? Ernestine likes training fitness trainers. Ernestine or Amanda may go after Stevie. I think he's probably going to be for Ernestine because she did ask the Lord 2 days ago to send her a man. And remember when Amber did the same thing and the show sent her Dave? Amber did the same thing. So I think let's see if this is right. Who's Steve gonna be with? Who's he gonna be with? I think it's probably gonna be Ernestine because she did ask the Lord to send her a man. You remember Amber made that one statement one day and it was a prayer, and I guess she wanted out or whatever she was praying for. She made one little statement. Ernestine did the exact same thing 2 days ago. Wayne doesn't want to talk about it because it would take his power away from the women. I agree with that. Wayne doesn't want that out there. Amber couldn't stand Jacoby. I know. Jacoby is he's like a weasel. Keisha B, I don't remember. Stevie met Amber after Wayne dumped her. I don't know if Erica said something. I don't remember. Wayne had too much going on back then. Stevie is probably on the scene to save Erica from Kevin Samuels. I was hoping it would be Damien. I was hoping it would be Damien, but Steve's here at the party, so I don't know. I kind of think it might be for Amber. Yes, Dolly, they sure did. I don't know what that means. And let's see, Amber is lighter now. You mean her skin? Amber keeps her facial. She gets freckles and stuff, and she didn't want blotches all over her face. So she's got an intense cleansing routine. And I had somebody say, "Oh, Amber wears a lot of makeup." They only show Amber with a lot of makeup like when she first wakes up, because we know people don't wake up with that much makeup. But when you see her and her face is kind of shiny, that's because she did her mask. My mom taught me you always need one good friend because men come and go. I have a friend for 50 years and we're each other's keepers. I like that, Michelle. That's so true. I have sisters and I have a couple of friends that are closer to sisters than my sisters are. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Ernestine came to Skits when she was pregnant in real life. With the baby. Nonya, I didn't know that either about the home DNA. I didn't know there was a home DNA. I'm going to have to look that up because that's a dangerous test. Like, are they just getting the amniotic fluid? Is that what it is? Because I can't see them like trying to be messing with that baby. You know? Because I know doggone well you had to go in there with the doctor in order to get that test done. And this was just 2 years ago, Gwen. It's for Stanford. Stanford. So it's interesting now that they have the home DNA test. But anyway, let's give it up for the night. You guys, Scoot, you have work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. I have a meeting tomorrow right after the tea in the morning. Yeah, I know. I wonder where Malachi Jr. is. He's not on Beyond the Gates, is he? I don't think. And then they bumped Ben off Beyond the Gates by unaliving him. Anyway, we better go, okay? I'm going to go watch the birthday party. Happy birthday, Stacy. Everybody, please tell Stacy happy birthday. Happy birthday, lady. I'll see you around, okay? And I did say happy birthday to you this morning. Okay. We'll talk to you guys later. Sunshine, hi. Thank you for telling her happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Stacy. All right, everybody. Love you. Talk to you guys later. Okay. Bye-bye.